Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Damn a needle! Damn summer needle! Damn crushing needle! Man assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! A damn yacht straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! Five-star broad blast! You can't stop me! Five-star broad blast! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the king and the gang! The balance of power that's in! You can't stop the king and the gang! The balance of power that's in! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will levitate! Flip kick you in the yell! I will decimate! You can prepare for! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! 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 Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Baby, today they know, like they know that there's never been a January 6th, 2010 before. I'm serious. It's a new year, and now everyone knows. We don't even have to tell them, but I did anyway. Say hi, baby.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, SVD in the RVD radio studio, as am I. I just opened up the chat room, even though I always forget it's there. That's what you're here for, right, baby? We don't have to wonder what she's here for. We know. So, all right, happy New Year and all that shit, everyone. We're doing it again. RVD Radio, top of the hour, top of the show. Sometimes we do a show where we have experts that can help us, like Bruce Margolin, who just recently left MPP. I'm very disappointed to say he was one of my go-to guys that I looked up to. But we always have him on when we talk about marijuana prohibition. We have Officer X on to talk about the law. Tonight's topic, I don't think anybody's really an expert on it. I mean, there's people that study how we originated, but nobody knows. Nobody knows where the fuck we came from. And so everybody's opinion is, in my opinion, just as valid as anybody else's tonight. I want to hear what everyone thinks about this shit, because the Bible teaches us what we're going to call the theory of creationism, that we were created by something, someone, and then evolution teaches that we evolved without any guidance. It was just nature's travel, and we were a single cell, and here we are eventually. And some people think that the two work together, and I don't understand that. And I hope maybe to understand that a little more by the end of the show, after talking to our call-in guests, which we have a bunch of. I don't really understand that, and it's weird that I don't understand that, because I'm thinking the majority of people do believe in evolution, because science tells us now, yes, well, we can crack open a rock and tell you that 10 million years ago, this is what the Earth looked like, and people say that's fact. You say that's fact, baby. You argue with me a lot because of the way that I frown on evolution.
You need to be argued with.
I need to be argued with? Okay, all right. But you laugh at me when I talk about the science behind evolution being questionable. You do.
I do.
You think it's funny?
I do.
Because you think it's fact, it's science. We have evidence that tells us that we used to be a single cell. No?
I don't want to get into this part.
Yeah, all right. We'll see. There's points that everyone is confused.
I just don't get the whole fairy tale Bible story thing. I don't. I believe that I believe in science. I'm sorry. I believe in science. Blame my mother.
All right. Blame it on the alcohol and your mama.
And my mama.
But the Bible has a lot of fantasy stories in it, and it's just, the stories are just as incredulous, whatever the fuck that means, as the Greek mythology, as any of the stories.
They're the same stories.
A lot of them are. But if you think that we were created with an intelligent design.
I like that.
Okay, but that.
Now we're talking the same language.
Okay, that implies that somebody designed us, right?
Yeah.
Right. So basically, intelligent design is creationism, which means that we were created with a plan, and I don't see how that can work together with the idea of us just evolving, just as a flow.
We evolved with a plan.
We evolved with a plan. Okay, I need a little more clarification on that, though. Yes, if evolution means, that we changed some over time, absolutely, I'm cool with that. If it means that are you saying that we were created as a single cell that was planned to eventually become human, and other single cells go in their own directions, becoming everything else that's out there?
I'm sorry, I spaced. I was reading the chat room thing.
That's okay. I think I do know what you're saying, though, and honestly, I never really thought of it like that way before. So you're saying that, okay, but the Big Bang Theory is what's behind evolution. I mean, that's like one step before that, and I got taught that in school, that's fact, that's science, that this is how all the planets are here and how we're here. It was boom, Big Bang. And then what caused the Big Bang? Some gases and pressure and shit in the air?
Around your gas.
On the documentary that Ben Stein has on Showtime right now called, what the hell is it called? It's called No Intelligence Allowed, but there's a word for it. Expelled, No Intelligence Allowed, because he talks to all these professors, teachers, editors, people at the museums and these scientists that have included intelligent design in their papers or in their teachings, and they get expelled and blackballed for it because society has decided to take a stand and say, okay, we're going with Big Bang evolution, here we are, and the gods of fantasy. That's what the show is about. They're saying that that's what science is saying, and then there's all kinds of tweeners in between saying, no, we can't have both, and you don't have to turn your back on one to accept the other. That's what I want to hear from. I want to have people explain that to me because I don't get it. And I have said on this show before that science says there is no God. And I may have been incorrect about that. I don't know. But I still feel that way. I mean, from my understanding, science is finding answers with evidence, provable, solid evidence. And when it comes to questions about God and how we were created, there is no, there's not solid evidence. Is there? I mean, I feel like there's things that are evident to me that I know there's a higher power. The coincidences that we always talk about, I mean, if you're being watched sometimes, if you're being guided, but that's not like solid evidence I could present in a case. And so that's not scientific. In fact, science would say that's bullshit and they would discard it. And I'm not saying science is bad, being that I am a bit of a spiritual being. But the people that can do this together, I want to hear them explain to me how they can go through school and hear the Big Bang Theory and believe that that's true, and then every Sunday, when they're not in school, go to school 5 days a week, Big Bang Theory, we're all just fucking here, and then on Sunday go to school and have them tell you Jesus created you, 6 days, created everything, rested on 7, boom. And how is it that people find the balance with that? That's the kind of shit I want to talk about. And I want to start with RVD radio producer Nikki Starr, but I know from experience that she's not going to talk until I unmute her, and I haven't even gone to the switchboard yet. So I'm going to go and unmute her, and I got to hit it twice. Nikki Starr.
Hello, what's up, RVD? Hi, SVD.
Hi, Nikki.
Did you have a good
what
New
I
Year?
was typing? Oh, yeah,
Did
yeah.
we already
I
have a
great
show
news.
since New Year?
Yeah.
No.
Nope. I
No, it
didn't
was
have a
in
great
between
New Year.
our shows. Okay, did you do
Aw.
something fun? Something fun for the holiday?
Yeah, well, we went to our friend's house. Might not think it was fun, but we had a blast. We played Taboo and Categories and this really fun
It's
game
Taboo?
called Things. Taboo.
Oh, okay.
Taboo. Not Taboo.
Taboo from Black Eyed
Great.
Peas?
No, Taboo.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that
It's
is, but I know
fun.
what Kundalini is, and if you're into Kundalini, you're crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm not. All right, so check this out. Okay, first of all.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't even going to pipe in at all, but you always get me going, so I have to. I was just going to be quiet this show, but yeah, I couldn't. So I think there's a higher power, and I think the higher power started the process of evolution. So that's all I have to say about that. I don't believe the Bible, so. But I do believe that there is a higher power. I don't believe that it was just all of a sudden out of nowhere a big bang, and then that's how it started. I don't believe that, but I think that evolution is a fact, and that it would make sense because, I mean, it's a fact. Evolution's a fact.
No, hold on. When you say evolution is a fact, what define evolution by in your words? Because evolution is a fact. Does that mean that we have evolved some? Then I'll accept that's a fact. But if you're saying it's a fact that I used to be a tadpole, and not me personally, but that people used to be a fucking tadpole, a frog, and if you're going to say that's a fact, is that what you're saying is a fact?
Yep, everybody evolved from single cell.
Okay, I'll let you run with it.
Yeah, I do.
Nikki's on my side.
Yep.
But
I think there's a higher power that orchestrated it. I do. I don't believe that it was just luck. So I really don't believe that it was luck. I do believe in a higher power. I don't know what that is. He, she, it, the trees. I don't know.
So do you think that, like, people that talk about aliens coming down to Earth and starting our civilization and all that, do you think that they sound crazy?
Well.
They did, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Right, I'm with you. Like, I used to think.
I'm just saying. I
What are you
don't
saying?
know. It's too big. The universe is too big to think that maybe that can happen. I don't know. I don't think so, though.
You don't think what?
I don't think aliens came and did it. I don't.
But whatever that higher power is that you're talking about, I mean, that is a being from somewhere besides this planet. I mean, that is alien.
Well, wait. No. Let me just say this. It could be the higher power could be the collective conscience. I'm not saying it's just one thing. It's an energy. It could be the sun. It could be the heart of the earth. I mean, I know there's something there. I don't know what it is. I would be stupid to say that I did. I'm very narcissistic to believe that I mattered to it as much as some people think they do. But I think that, you know, there's a power. I just don't know what it is. So.
And this is something that you know because it makes sense to you or because you have solid evidence?
I have some solid evidence that there's life after death. So from an accident that I had where I was DOA. Now, to me, that means something probably bigger than me. I'm not really sure what it is.
Like an elephant?
Bigger. I know. Way bigger.
Hey, check this out. I asked SVD to look on the internet and to try to find a percentage breakdown of what people believe in here in America, because I'm under the impression that more people believe in evolution because that's what they teach at school. Sonia says no. She thinks by far because of the Christian, right?
Because of where I grew
yes.
up, how they are where I grew up, and yeah, you'd be burned at the stake if you taught evolution in school.
So I was surprised. I said, look that up. See if you can find some information on, you know, where our country is split. And she's showing me this website right now that says religioustolerance.org. And she's looking at this. This chart here is between 1982 and 2004. It says they periodically ask randomly selected Americans. Okay, that's how we get all statistics, you know. But they conducted a poll of U.S. adults, at least 6 occasions. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's what it says. In 1982, and the numbers are fairly consistent, aren't they, baby? Like from 82 to 2004, they're pretty consistent. The creationist view. God created man pretty much in his present form at one time within the last 10,000 years. I like how they included that because
that's our sticking point. The earth is older than 10,000 years.
That is our sticking point. And obviously, I don't know, but fucking neither do they.
Yes, they do. You can take a fossil. A fossil is much older than 10,000 years.
10,000 years is a long time, and I just can't wrap my head around the fact that somebody can date something pre-10,000 fucking years ago. I mean,
they can go way further back.
There are fossils, and you don't think that they're older than 10,000 years.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe if you, by this definition, you're not a creationist.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And it says here that the people basically that they polled, about 44% of the people have a creationist view. 44 within those years it goes up to 47 and down to 44, so it remains about the same percent. Now, naturalistic evolution. This is man has developed over millions of years from less advanced forms of life. Basically, you were a bacteria that God sneezed, and the snot eventually became
genetic soup.
Yeah. Man has developed over years from less advanced forms of life. God has no part in this process. They included that in the naturalistic evolution. All right? And a lot of people are going to have problems with these boundaries where they're set up. But this is pretty low. I'm surprised at how low this is. 1982, it says 9% of the people believe in naturalistic. And that goes up to 13% in 2004. Not much of a range, between 9 and 13%. So we're talking about basically those two things. And I said that I want to hear from people that believe that they work together. That's probably what we're talking about here. Yes, theistic evolution, which we haven't bothered to include, and looks like, holy shit, we're missing out here. Theistic evolution means man has developed over millions of years from less advanced form of life, but God guided this process, including man's creation.
I like that. I can work with that.
I do too.
Okay, that's a theistic, and apparently everyone else likes that too. But not as many people, according to this, as the creationists, but close. 38% in 82, 38% in 2004. it just went up to 40% in 99. So we're looking at basically 44% creationist view, 38% theistic view, and only 9% natural evolution. Okay.
But creationists win in this country, like I said they would.
But let me ask you this. Is that like a compromised view, like you're saying, well, I mean, I believe in science, but I believe in God too, so I'm going to go with that one? Or does that really make sense that God created us, but he created us as a little fucking single cell?
Okay,
right,
now,
why not?
It's the theory of evolution, but there is the missing link, and there are holes in it. It's just like there are holes in creationism.
You have holes in you.
Glaring. I hate it when you do that. Shut up.
Okay.
Smacking.
You done?
No, go ahead.
Oh, she got mad because I cut her off. Stupid remark.
You did.
He always does that. It's so frustrating. You have no idea what it's like to live like this.
If you guys didn't share a mic, SVD, I could mute him and you could continue talking. Just letting you know.
I will hand her the phone. She just never wants me to. But
all right, I'm going to get these other calls. Keep going, and I think that, yeah, I agree with SVD. Just
okay, but I want to understand that more because I think, you know, that sounds cool. It sounds like a lot of people are probably going to feel like that. But so maybe we evolved. The theory is we evolved from a lesser form of life with God's plan, which, of course, they're not going to teach you that in science because they don't have the proof of God. See if I can get my switchboard back. I can. All right. Well, fuck it. Look at all these calls. We should go to them, don't you think, Nikki Starr? Yes? Okay. Let's go to this one right off the bat because he's been waiting the longest at 6:21, and we're talking to JB. JB, that's how I'd spell my name if I was JB.
Say it again, I can't hear you.
I said that's exactly how I would spell my name if my name was JB. Same way.
Okay.
All right, cool, man. Well, thanks for calling RVD Radio. First-time caller, huh?
Yeah.
Sweet. Right on. Well, chime in. What were you taught in school? Were you taught anything about the creation of mankind?
No, we never was taught in school about, you know, Revelation and God or nothing like that. But I know some schools do teach that. But when I go to school too, we never taught or teach or say anything about that. So I was raised up in the church, so I was based on what the preachers was talking about, different chapels in the book and stuff like that. So we were never taught in school. So
you had to come up with opinions outside of school on what you think about life and the whole creation period, correct?
Yeah, people believe it's based on how they was raised. I mean,
how about you? What do you believe?
I believe in God. You know, I believe in God. Some people don't believe in God, but you know, so I mean, some people believe in higher power, but you know.
Does that mean that you believe every single little story in the Bible?
No, I mean I know that God created us, you know, to be our own person and stuff like that. And stuff
you
like
think
that.
You were created in God's image?
In a way. So I mean, you know, mine might not, you know, might be different from yours or anybody else. You know, it's, you know, you might not believe in God, but I do, and you know, things people think is what they believe is the way their parents was grown, how they, you know, grow. They don't believe in God, you know, whatever, but that's how they grow up, you know, just how they was raised. So, I mean, that's but I can't sit up and judge nobody, but only one person can judge, and that's God. So you can't sit up and judge this person or that person. Only one person can judge, and that's God. So, you know, I mean, I can't sit up and judge nobody.
Okay. Well, there you go. Basically, yeah, people can have their own opinions, but we don't know for sure. But This guy might know. Let's see if we get him through. Bruce Jingles, motherfucker.
How are you, motherfucker?
Good.
Hello, Mrs.
He
Mother.
paid me half of the $50 he made last night to say that. Give him that interest.
Actually, I've made $150.
We went down and saw Bruce Jingles on stage last night at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach. Good
Thank
show.
you.
Bruce was funny.
Thank you, dude. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Bruce.
How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I am wonderful. I went to the store and got my bottle of $2 Chuck. I'm ready to get down.
We don't know what that is.
It's wine.
Dude, we don't know what that means. What are you talking about?
If nobody gets that. Because RVD was there and it was a big deal. And I'm telling the listeners, and everybody, like almost every comedian brought RVD up in the joke. And I was doing my Jägermeister joke, and I made RVD sound like such a surfer white dude. It was just funny.
Bruce Jingles, do you believe that we evolved from a lesser form of life?
I believe in both.
Explain, please.
I believe that God created monkeys, and we came from monkeys. No, I'm just kidding. I believe in higher power, God. I don't believe in the monkey thing, though.
Did God create us in His image, or did we evolve from like a piece of spit? Space spit.
Space? Was it glowing? I don't know.
Officer X, motherfucker!
And I'm not going to say I'm not going to say a God motherfucker either.
No, I was going to ask you if that was inappropriate or not. Officer X answers to this. Officer X, I know you go, like you said, you try to go to church every Sunday, but does church teach you that evolution is not the way that people in life came about?
Yeah, they get to Adam and Eve and all that other shit. Well, that's the gimmick there, But I think there's a missing link, and and that's where God fits in,
So you think God is the link between the caveman and ape?
I think God's the difference in life and non-life, or higher power, or whatever you want to call it.
You got to do it, Bruce.
God, motherfucker!
Bruce did not feel comfortable doing that one.
I am so going to hell, dude.
Yeah. All the calls just stopped off when you did that, too.
Oh, I know. I apologize.
That was wrong. You know what? I believe that, this is one of those things that people are afraid to identify their own feelings about. I think if your relationship with your religion is something that's not debatable, then there's something wrong, really. And it's fear, because it's usually fear that keeps people from doing things that I think that they should do. It's, oh my God, I just lost my fucking screen. I love it when it does that. That's awesome. Hey, but
I can't sign into the chat room.
It's green.
You guys know you're still on the line. Okay. But I believe this is one of those things that people have a hard time with and they don't want to question. But when you really ask them and you say, look, you can't say that you believe in both at the same time, or if you can, explain it to me, people are a little stumped. And then they say, whatever. So don't give me a whatever. I want to hear, like, Bruce, you said you believe in both. Does that mean what you said? You said not really, but is that what you think, that we evolved from monkeys?
I don't know, because I wasn't there. I mean, it's everybody's theory, just like, I mean, we're just pushed this, like, since we're talking about it, like, we're pushed that Jesus Christ is supposed to look like Ted Nugent, but
right.
He doesn't. But, I mean, seriously, you know what I mean? And when it's proven that he doesn't look like that, that he didn't look like that.
Probably looks like the guy at 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Oh, we're so going to hell for this show.
Well, think about it. I mean, he's from that area of the world.
Yeah, exactly. He's the king of the Jews. I would think the king of the Jews would look Jewish.
You think he's like Hasidic with those curly hairs and the nose and everything?
And a dreidel. Oh, my God. We're just going off.
I've stolen this joke from Peter Griffin before, but Jews are gross. They're the only religion that has the word "ew" in the middle of it. Thank you very much. I'll be appearing all night. Hey, all these callers are on here, and I want to go to them right away and take them, but our internet is down. Oh, it's coming back on. I think SVD saved it. So we completely lost the site, so everybody be patient. Talking to Mr. Bruce Jingles and Officer X until I get the power to, unable to connect. All right, it's working its way through. Anyway, I don't know why, but
God is listening to this topic tonight.
Oh, well, there you go.
It happened after God, motherfucker.
Sonia said right after you
saying,
said, dude. Yeah, you broke one of the commandments, I think. No, you didn't say it in vain. I don't know.
No, I didn't say it in vain. That's the worst one. But you know what I trip out on? Okay.
Mushrooms?
That's the GD word. That's the worst word. It said, we were raised that it was the worst word to say.
That's how it was in my family. Like with my mom, she did not want to hear GD, and I still feel uncomfortable saying it. But you could say, you could say anything else. Fuck, Mom. Sorry, I didn't mean to use the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But mainstream. But if you noticed that on regular network television, you can say it now.
I have heard that. I often wonder where the boundaries are on network television, and sometimes if there are any at all.
Yeah.
They really need to do away with the boundaries on network television.
Yeah, and then just use common sense. But unfortunately,
take what show like The Sopranos, right? A network show can never compete with that just because of the stuff they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so realistic. People like you really talk like that. You're fucking potty mouth.
Yeah. Fucking gutter gums.
Harry Slash coming from New York, man.
Yo, why hasn't anybody figured out that the Big Bang was also not only the creation of the universe, it was the day God was born?
So he's parentless.
Apparently so. He's got kids, though. See,
apparently parentless.
See, the whole creation thing, Adam and Eve was the first man and woman, right?
Well, no, actually, in the Oldest Testament, it was Lilith and Adam.
Okay.
All right.
But when they were,
I thought Lilith was the number one of the monsters.
I thought Lilith was Fraser's wife.
Okay, so apparently Adam and Eve got thrown out of the Garden of Eden. Where was the Garden of Eden?
It's like somewhere near Israel.
Okay.
No, seriously, I have a map that shows, where they believe it is.
I have one in my Bible.
Is that an important enough question where you'd like us to research that?
No, it's not that important a question, but apparently from the Bible, Adam and Eve were thrown out of the Garden of Eden. They were the first man and woman. They only had two kids, Cain and Abel, two boys. Where did the rest of us come from?
Yeah, where did the other girl come from?
Now, does that mean we are all descendants of motherfuckers?
Oh. Ooh. Hey, that's a pretty nice point you got there.
Okay.
Sonia says she thought there was a lost tribe involved, but not according to the Bible. That's where life started, and because actually, by the way, with when Adam and Eve were in the garden, theory is that they were meant to live forever, and that death wasn't even part of human life yet until after they ate the apple and sinned, and with sin comes death, and that's why we all die now and have short lifespans, because
that's where labor pains come from. And supposedly that's where labor pains come from.
Wasn't the gimmick that they made Eve from one of Adam's ribs, right?
Yeah.
I remember the story correctly?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct, Officer X.
Officer X, motherfucker!
Yeah,
old.
Just ribbon. All right, I thought you had a point to that, but yeah, he made Eve out of his rib after Lilith didn't work out, because Lilith refused to be subservient and lay beneath him. She thought that she was his equal, and she refused, and that didn't work out. And then she screamed God's name, which was the worst thing that anybody could do. And now she's banished, and she's forever foreseen as a demon-like character, and babies that die at childbirth or blame it on Lilith. And Lilith
she was cursed to have 100 of her children die.
Yeah, I've actually read it was 1,000 a day, but that seems a little extreme.
You're not making this shit up?
No, man, this is from the Old Testament.
So she revealed God's secret identity?
No, it's not from the Old Testament. It's from the Gnostic Bibles that were left out of the Old Testament.
From the new one, when they fucking translated it.
No, Lilith wasn't mentioned in the official Bible, but she was part of the Gospels that were left out of the Bibles. The whole
shit, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
She was edited.
Okay,
yeah,
you think the only 4 people that wrote about Jesus were Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John?
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Was that God?
Yeah. No, yeah, that was God. Hey, God wants to chime in here.
He had 12 apostles and tons of followers, and only 4 people wrote about him. It was a pick and choose time at the Council of Nicaea when they put the Bible together.
One of them was Luke Skywalker. I know that.
Yeah, and Peter the Rock, and so on and so forth. There may have also been a gospel according to Judas, but the Council of Nicaea.
He was a rat.
The Council of Nicaea picked the Bibles that best suited their political interests, and that's what they put together as the Gospels.
What do you know about, was that Octavian that put in, like, the 7 deadly, or the I don't know about the deadly, but the 7 sins, and was all into, like, he was it him? It was one of those characters, and it would make sense it's him, that he was so insecure about his own promiscuity, and that he wanted to convert to Christianity but couldn't see himself doing it because of all the girls he'd fucked and all the kids and I think his sister and everybody else. So he wrote all that about lusting after the flesh and added all that in. The Bible changed hands and people just like added shit to it as they ruled society.
Yeah, I think it was Pope Gregory or one of the early popes like completely added a part about hell. That was never actually called hell before, or something like that.
You know, they mention Hades and the river Styx and all kinds of shit like that in the Bible.
I saw Styx.
You saw Styx?
Yeah.
What year?
I saw him in 96.
Dude, see, I knew you were older than me.
No, I'm only like 4 months older than you, dude.
Yeah, that was a long 4 months.
That was a long fucking
kid. All right. Michael Porter, faithful RVD radio listener and supporter. Thanks for calling from California, dude.
Well, Happy New Year to all of you. Officer
Hey, Michael Porter.
Jingles, RVD, SVD, all of you.
Michael Porter, motherfucker.
Ah, yeah. RVD, guess what? Today is Pepper's 3rd birthday.
No way.
Yep.
Bruce?
3 years old.
Bruce?
Yep. Happy birthday, Pepper, motherfucker!
Thank you, Bruce Jingles.
No worries.
Boy, this is quite a subject today.
Well, it is, and like I said, it's one of those that I don't really consider anybody an expert on because nobody fucking knows. And even if you get, people who've spent 15 years and make their career off, writing term papers on it, ask them, okay, well, who originally caused it? Where'd God come from? Whatever. Nobody really fucking knows.
Well, I like we spoke about before, I have my beliefs, my faith, but, sometimes I still find it very difficult to believe that one entity created all of this. In some ways, I believe in the Christian aspect of it. In other ways, I believe in evolution.
Oh, so you just have selective beliefs wherever you want.
Well, I don't know if it'd be selective beliefs, but I try to look at both sides of every coin. And I don't put down.
Remember Triclops from the Masters of the Universe, and he could actually see around corners?
Yeah.
That's the shit. That's the shit. He could see both sides of the coin at the same time, which I think, without a mirror or reflective piece, is about impossible to do. Am I wrong? For us? Michael Porter, can you see both sides at the same time?
No, I can't.
Okay, I was just making sure. Triclops can. Please continue.
Now you got me on that one.
Would Triclops kick?
He was in He-Man,
Cyclops
but he was
ass?
one of the newer guys that came later, like after they made the cartoon. I was a He-Man fan before the cartoon. I tell Sonya this all the time. Because first it was the toys, and they had a little miniature comic book that came with the toys, and it told a little story. And He-Man was like this caveman, and he left his tribe on this calling, and he was out in the woods, you know, walking barefoot for miles and killing animals. He was a badass. And then when the cartoon comes out, all of a sudden he changes to Adam or whatever his name was, some pansy guy. And I was like, oh, what happened? But yeah, there was a story before they came up with making them for kids. Just like Smurfs, they used to be cool before the cartoon too, because I could make up my own shit in my head. They were like evil elves.
I bet they have blue balls too.
They should have black Smurfs and call them Smiggas.
All right.
That is so wrong.
I can say it. I'm black. I've said it. I'm African American. That's the disclaimer.
Since when? So, Michael Porter, you were saying Jesus is black?
I was saying what?
What are you saying?
No, I believe.
Peter, Michael Porter's puppy Pepper had puppies and turned 3. Happy birthday, puppy Pepper motherfucker.
Happy Pepper.
You said a mouthful.
Second Pepper motherfucker.
Would you like to be a Pepper too? Hi, Michael Porter. Explain your selective beliefs, because I know that you don't have evidence, but this is what makes sense to you. Go.
All right. Well, like I've said before, a lot of people in the Christian religion, they don't believe in ghosts, they don't believe in reincarnation, they don't believe in that type of stuff. But like I told you when I was in the hospital that one time, and
right. Yep.
you know, I saw my mother over in the corner.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was when all my vitals stopped. And the doctor
right,
told me,
so I understand. So obviously you believe that there's definitely something that science can't explain, and I'm totally fucking with you there.
Yeah, I definitely believe that, you know, that there's so much that science cannot explain. There's so much I don't believe that Christianity can explain either.
Amen.
Amen. God bless you, Gesundheit.
But I think that there is, you know, both negative and positive, you know, to both sides of, you know, of that story. I see, and I've heard a lot of the different religions, and so many of them say that they are the only true religion, and they're supposed to be believing in the Bible, in God, in Christ. But so many of the different religious books that they call the Bible are written differently.
Right.
But it's the same. But it means the same thing.
Yeah, you know, I believe that, but you know, I wish that they would, you know, like the old man said one time, can't we all just get along?
Mm-hmm. That wasn't an old man. That was Rodney King. Dango, thanks for calling in, dude. Shed some light on.
How the hell are you?
Doing awesome. This is Dango, my best friend growing up. Very competitive. We trained with the Sheik together. We kickboxed together. We did everything together.
Do I have to give him a Dango, motherfucker?
We didn't do gay stuff. We weren't like that.
Well,
I've seen some pictures.
you say that now.
Yeah, some of the pictures in our underwear and stuff imply otherwise. Hey, help us out. Shed some light on where the fuck we came from, Dango.
Say what?
Shed some light on where we came from. We're talking tonight about evolution, which scientists teach us. You remember, were you in my science class with Mr. Urbanski in like 6th or 7th grade?
Yes, I believe so. I had
we had Jerry Putnam, and he was a dick, and I hated him. But anyway, yeah, we were taught about the Big Bang Theory then, and it totally confused me. I didn't understand. Okay, so boom, there was a big explosion, and then planets, and then they started rotating around each other because of some unseen centrifugal and gravitational force and all this crap. I didn't really get it. Now, okay, what caused the bang? Oh, it was gases hitting each other. Okay, where'd the gases come from? I never really understood how that answered like an origin for a begin all. And then there's the Bible, which says God created us in His own image, Adam and Eve. We're always humans. So I think that a lot of people toe the line. They go to school where evolution is the accepted theory 5 days a week. They go to church on Sunday where creationism is the accepted theory. I'm asking them.
I agree. I think people believe what they believe when they're around the people that believe what they believe. If that makes any sense. They believe what everybody else around them believes, period.
They're chameleons.
Yes, exactly right. And if something changes their mind, then they'll believe that. Do you remember that time over there on Eagle Lake in Battle Creek, Michigan, when that beachside preacher came up to us? Do you remember this story?
No. Refresh my memory.
Yeah. Oh, this guy came up to us, passing out Jesus pamphlets and everything. And at the time, you and I were in that Greek mythology stuff and alternate religions and religions throughout the world. And, we were finding so many similarities between religions from Greek mythology, religions from Native Americans, and, the Bible and everything. And he was telling us about all these stories that, were just supposed to be meant for the Bible. He, brought up Noah's Ark, and we said, well, dude, what the fuck about Deucalion? What about him? That built, a huge boat. And, and there's a Native American
my wife's a Native American.
Huh?
My wife's a Native American.
And she's a fine one, too, I might add.
Indeed.
But there are many stories that deal with a natural flood disaster, and one man was, destined to build an ark to save all of creation. It's not just in Christianity. And I remember us talking to him and that guy walking away completely confused. But the moment he walked up, he was every bit of righteous and sure of himself until we talked him out. And I remember us sitting there going, dude, we just fucked that guy up.
Yeah, I do remember that.
We just fucked that guy all up.
People don't want to question. They're afraid to answer question over something that they want to feel comfortable about not questioning.
Exactly right.
Yep, Aaron, that weird kid Aaron, I don't remember his last name.
Aaron, yeah.
Yeah, that dude, he brought me to talk to his preacher because I had so many questions and stuff. And I was like, but I don't understand that Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Aaron Robert.
Three, but yeah, okay. So they're three, but really they're one. But Jesus was abandoned by his father and left there, but he was really he was his father. And I don't get it. And
they'll talk about God. That was what made Greek mythology so horrible. Is that Zeus was impregnating mortal women, running around and everything. But
yeah, their God was a whore.
Yeah, you couldn't believe that Zeus could take the shape of a golden shower and impregnate. Help me out on this, Leda.
Leda, he swallowed in the form of a fly, I think. Oh no, Leda was the swan. That was Catherine Pollux' mom.
Okay. Yes, Clytemnestra and Helen's mom.
Dude, yeah, go Dango, go Dango.
Fill up with that. And
they've been showing some awesome.
Golden shower one. I can't remember who it was.
The Golden Shower one? I think that was Theseus, right? Theseus was
that a damn porn movie I watched one time?
Yeah. I think you're looking for the mom of Theseus, whatever her name was.
Yeah, Zeus was a freak.
Yeah, but anyways, they don't want to believe that, Zeus could take any form and impregnate a mortal woman. But there's the whole Jesus issue.
Which confuses me. Yeah.
The guy impregnated a mortal woman. So.
Well, I'm gonna go.
And I'm not cracking on Christianity too much, to each his own.
To each his own, but not everybody's right. Nikki Heyman, I know you got some answers, so I got to let you in on this because obviously we're making a mockery out of this.
I've been watching the show bounce off the rails a few times so far.
Yeah.
We're talking creationism and evolution, and somehow we got Masters of the Universe, pornography, calling God names, and what did I miss? And
pornography? I missed that one.
Watch Murph Fine.
Somebody said something about a golden shower? Anyway.
I didn't call God. I didn't call God a name. I used a comma.
Okay. And it protected you.
Yeah, that was a powerful comma.
With a dirty mind that think like that.
Okay, well, let me just let me give you a little bit of background. I went through 8 years of Catholic school, and what surprised me is that they saved the creationism for the dedicated theology class, but we discussed the Big Bang and evolution in biology class. We had that separation, and the debate really didn't come up when I was in high school.
Okay, so, but you were taught both? You were taught that...
in Catholic school they taught you both?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Oh, cool.
They taught us both, and I went to Greek Orthodox private school from 8th grade to high school. They taught us both there as well.
Wow, I was always under the impression that any type of religious school was, totally against.
What I want to know is, do they teach this just as theories, or do they teach this as fact, as if they would history?
They just presented their side of the story and basically let us decide which was true. But the religious teacher said he was right. The science teacher said he was right. I kind of suggested they fight it out, but
in a cage.
Yeah, but
in one corner. Do you still have that website up, baby, with the polls? She found something else interesting where they break down the poll. This is in 1991, broken down by sex, education, etc. So we'll take a look at the people who believe in the creationist view, the theistic view, and then the naturalistic evolution. So, okay, so 47% of the people in 91.
Why is it so long ago?
Is it so long ago? Oh, I don't know. But wait, what is it? Oh, okay, so we break it down to men. 39% of men. Oh no, here's the leading one. Wow, it's all over the place. Fuck, this is hard to read. Anyway, all right, here you do, baby. Oh my. Okay, here's the deal. In 1991, it says that 47% of everyone believed creationist view that God created us, and within the last 10,000 years, 40% of everyone believed, God guided that we came from a different form, a lesser form. Not only 9% believed in the naturalistic evolution, but then it breaks it down to men, women, college graduates, no high school diploma, even income, right? With like 29% of the people that made over 50,000 believed in creationist view, and then people that made less than 20,000, it's like more than double that. It's 59%. Well, it's about double that.
How many believe? Would you say 20,000 people that made less than 20,000 are more inclined to believe in creationism?
Yeah. That's what. Yes, according to this poll, that is what it says.
Yeah, because if you make less than 25 grand a year, you believe in a higher power. That's hope.
Well, I mean, I get that. Though.
I've heard this argument before, and I've heard it in the wrong way. That the people that make less than 20,000, I don't know how to say this without offending those people, but they're of a weaker mind.
Hey, man, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
That they're more apt to believe in something without proof.
Yeah. I've heard that, too. I've been on both.
I don't know that there's any validity to it, but,
Well, I grew up in a religious background, and, and we weren't dirt poor, but we weren't the Huxtables either.
No, exactly. So I grew up in quite a poor atmosphere myself, and it's just, you want to believe in something more.
All right, so Nikki Heyman, let me ask you then, you tell us what it is, going to a Catholic school and learning both, and you being the intelligent lady that you are, what do you think about people and where we came from? You don't have to tell me how old you think the planet is, but as far as like where we came from, do you see us as being evolved from the same single cell that everything else evolved from, or do you see us being created as people? Or do you have another idea?
Well, I always want to lean towards intelligent design because some people think that there's a limitation because they think, well, if this was just all a random scientific accident, why aren't more land animals got 6 legs or have eyes on the sides of their body or tail growing out of their head and stuff like that?
Right, everything is so perfect in nature, and all the different species and how they're created, for the environment that they live in. It's fucking perfect.
Explain the duck-billed platypus.
God, Toke.
That argument. Okay, the platypus. I'm sorry to interrupt.
It was a leftover from everything else.
But the platypus has been an argument for thousands of years.
They took a beaver's body, a duck's bill. It's like an amphibian that can't swim, or something like it.
It's a mammal that lays eggs.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's all fucked up.
A mammal that lays eggs.
Yeah, it is.
What?
That's one that God was bored and said, "Ooh, watch this."
I mean, it lays eggs, and then the young
it was probably when God created all the creatures, he had some spare parts left over.
Yeah, I've always said that. I've always said that.
I always thought it was just one night that God was just bored or stoned.
So check this shit out. This will never work.
Either that, or right before God created the platypus, he created pot.
Ooh.
No, I think he created pot. I think he created pot before the platypus.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, you can't be stealing people's jokes and trying to make it up the ranks of being a comedian star.
Hey, sucker.
Okay.
He just got outed by Harry Slash for taking his jokes. Okay, well, that's cool.
So don't you guys think that we've hit a point of de-evolution?
De-evolution?
Yeah, we've evolved all the way up until lately, and then we've come to a complete standstill and almost going the exact opposite way.
I'm still laughing at what RVD said. What the fuck was that?
No, there's proof. There's proof of de-evolution. George Bush.
There you go. All right.
Message.
No.
Message.
Me and Sonia, when we were in Vegas, went to the Bodies exhibit, which is where they have all the real bodies sliced open for you to look at. It's a huge display. You see everything. Like, some bodies are like, they do amazing things. They pull out the whole central nervous system, or you can look at the respiratory. You can look at just the vast. Yeah, you can look at just the veins. Like, they're able to pull veins out and keep them in shape, and it's amazing because you're looking at real body parts. So you should go see it if it's ever in your town. It's called Bodies. Bodies, right? No, Bodies. Yeah, it's amazing. But while we were there, I was asking the guy, because there's all these scientists there to answer questions for you and stuff, and I was like, wow, it's amazing because they have this shit written on the walls about, so you can see what you're looking at, and it's amazing, the system, like all the millions of computers that are inside the human body, like everything's there to balance and check everything, and it's incredible. And I asked the guy, I said, wow, whose idea was this? And he said, the exhibit? I said, no, all this systems and all this complex planning and all this. Whose idea was that? And he goes, what do you mean? I go, well, who made this? And he said, well, and then he told me about the God particle. And he said that there's a point that breaks down in science where they come to a blank, where something had to initiate the first of a chain reaction, and they call that the God particle. And I was blown away because I thought that God had nothing to do with science, that they, contradicted each other. And I'm still unclear about it. That'd be awesome if a scientist or someone that knew anything about the God particle told us something about that. So check the chat room, baby, see if anybody says anything about the God particle, because that blew me away. And the guy explained it to me, and I'm still confused. But basically, from what I understand, it's a term that's used to answer a blank, a void where they don't have an answer. And in my opinion, that's what God is. Yes, there's a higher source, there's something watching over us. I believe that has a plan for us, but we don't know what it is. We can't know. It's a big void, and that's what I call it, God. Jeremy, thanks for calling RVD Radio. Happy New Year, all that stuff. What's up, buddy? Jeremy McGuire. All right.
Jeremy spoken. Sorry.
Button. Jeremy's not too talkative.
You're on or you're not? You're not, right? All right. Well, Jeremy, we'll just let Jeremy listen, and we will go to, all right. Now, what about the Jehovah's Witnesses, baby? They have a different view. These are the people, correct me.
I'll tell you what, around Christmas time, I'm all for it. So this is bullshit. I'm going to tell you what. Since when did buying fucking Christmas presents, spending everything you goddamn have to show someone you love you, where did that come in with Christ? Well, how did that work? How did that work? How is that Christ-like? I'm going to see if I go into second, third mortgages with their home just so they can show their children love, you know, and buy them the new Xbox 360 or whatever game coming out, spending every dang dollar they got. What sense does that make?
Hey, RVD, Jehovah's Witnesses is a topic for another show, dude. I got a whole fucking
Well, Bruce Jingles, it just so happens to be that our next caller, Kent, is a Jehovah's Witness, so you better be ready to back some of that shit up. Kent, thanks for calling in.
Well,
dude.
I'm going into Jehovah's Witness protection, dude.
Nice.
You're only going to knock on abandoned houses' doors?
Hey, what's up?
I got a swing, dude. I ain't scared.
Oh.
Let's do this shit.
Wasn't there a movie out this year, The Watchtower Men? Wasn't that out?
All right. I'm going to have to mute you guys if you don't shut up for a second.
You know that shit was funny.
Magic underwear.
It was funny, but I want to hear from Kent, the Jehovah's Witness, that's listening to RVD Radio tonight, because that's what I want to do is get everyone else's perspective. I already got mine. I know, like, what makes sense to me, even though I don't have answers. There's certain things that I just can't swallow. I can't wrap my head around, and other things I feel more comfortable with accepting after thinking about it, using logic and common sense, and that's more what I do. Kent, thanks for calling in. Talk to me.
First of all, the world and the earth, in my belief, is not the same thing. When the Bible talks about the world, it's talking about, like, the flesh. And when it's talking about the earth, it's actually talking about, you know, the round thing.
Oh, wait, the world, I'm sorry, the world is flesh?
Yeah, the world is flesh. Like,
how do you equate that? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. I know, but is it like this is my world because this is the extent of my existence?
The devil believes the world is only sold, right?
The devil is ruling the world. The devil rules the world.
Okay.
So this is his world. God or Jehovah, in my case, we don't believe that he has anything to do with this world.
Okay.
So in my case, to tell you what I believe, when we die, a lot of people believe you go to heaven or hell. Obviously, we don't believe in hell. We don't believe in hell because in Revelations it says you think about it. You throw death into a pit of fire, a lake of fire. How can you throw death into a lake of fire? It's not material.
Right, I couldn't do it. That's for sure.
So
I'm trying to follow you here. Like, okay, throwing death into a lake of fire. I get how that could be challenging to do on a physical dimension, and you're using that as saying that we're using those standards to talk about what?
So you know, you hear people like. So we were saying the original topic was how does evolution go along? Well, because evolution teaches that the Earth was made by the Big Bang. Well, that can easily be said if you believe that the world and the Earth are not. When he's talking about that, are not the same thing, because he created the Earth in 7 days. Okay, so what? He created the Earth in 7 days. What's the big deal? He doesn't say how he did it. He could have easily done it with the Big Bang Theory.
Okay, so maybe God was around before, during, and after the Big Bang.
Yeah, because he has no end and beginning.
Okay, I mean, I don't. As far as I know, that could be the case. I don't have a problem with that. Dingo, you all right with that? Okay.
One more thing, or can I ask you one more thing?
Yeah, you can, but also I want to ask you something too. What is the difference between like Jehovah and like a Christian God?
It's the same thing in a lot of the things. God is his title. Jehovah is his name. So he is our Jehovah God.
And do you guys?
God is king. You know, like you got God, you got King, Queen. He is the King of Kings. God is his title. Jehovah is his name. But he's still God.
Queen. That guy's funny. He's mall cop too. So you guys believe that Jesus did not come back up? Is that correct, or am I incorrect about that?
You're incorrect. We believe he was resurrected.
Okay, what was that, baby?
He wants to know how many people will get into heaven in Jehovah's Witness.
Do you guys have a number, Ken?
Yeah.
How many people will get into heaven in your beliefs?
Yes, we do, but unfortunately I don't know it right off the bat. But yeah, there is a number, and that because there's a number of people that are going to heaven. But with that said,
what's that whole 144,000? Isn't that
yeah, there
number?
you go. There's the number. That's the number.
144,000.
So what
That's
happens?
a lottery, dude.
What happens to the rest of us?
Is it okay if comes? Can Bruce get in?
Well,
that's why I lean more towards Christianity. The odds are a whole lot better.
We believe the world's going to become a paradise, and we're actually going to live here on Earth. That's why we don't believe the Earth will ever be destroyed.
So there's a lot of differences.
What happens to the rest of us? If it's only 144,000, what happens to the rest?
We burn.
Nobody burns. Nobody burns.
I'm burning right now.
Well, let me ask you this, Ken, real quick. If there's 144,000, now there are more than 144,000 Jehovah's Witnesses. Doesn't that worry you a little bit?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't, because I believe we're going to a paradise. I believe a selective few will get to heaven. I don't believe I'm one of those selective few. I don't believe
a lotto. Again, it's a lotto, dude. You're trying to hit the number, dude.
Well, I don't I'm not even trying to get into heaven. I'm not even trying to get into heaven because I'm fine with living on the paradise on Earth.
That is fascinating, and I never knew that.
Cool. That's cool. It's interesting.
That's weird. There's some huge... Yeah, but everything's just as weird. I mean, it sounds weird. I mean, I haven't heard this, so it sounns strange to my ears, but... as far as credibility goes... Hey, as far as credibility goes, if someone's going to believe anything, you could weigh it all out, and to me it all sounds like just as possible as anything else, including fucking aliens. You know, I mean, we live on a small piece of dirt in the middle of a huge universe, and isn't it possible that there's something else out there, and maybe it was here before us or brought us here or something? I don't know. What, Sonia, you got a point, baby?
RVD.
I'm just curious, is it true that Jehovah's Witnesses believe that if you had a blood transfusion that you're not worthy of getting into their heaven or being in their paradise?
Be careful, Ken.
You don't stay attentive.
We don't believe in having bad blood, then that also...
What about blood drops?
They don't believe that they don't believe in having bad blood, but no, someone that had
blood with, diseases, that's what we're saying. It's a misconception.
So, blood transfusions are okay?
I'm going to be fair. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the details to it.
Tell him to get his head out of his fucking ass.
But you can go to jw.org.
Fuck him.
Officer X getting heated up over this.
Whoa.
Come on, now, when we ask you questions about Christianity, you don't have all the answers, and you go to church like all the time.
Wow, I thought that was a soundbite.
But anyways,
hey, I know this dude. This guy was married.
Dude, I hit stop. It just won't fucking stop. I swear I hit stop. Oh no.
Hey, have you ever heard the theory that aliens are just our future coming back to check in on us?
I've heard that.
Hey, I heard you well.
No, I haven't.
That aliens are actually future us checking back in on us, and it's due to evolution because they have such a diminished physical capacity and such a large cranium because they have learned to do away with physical labor and use their mind so much like we have done, and that it's actually our future that is coming back to look on us.
If TNA offers you a guaranteed contract, will you take it?
If they guarantee, yeah, that's right. You said you had a question for me, Ken. Surprised we made it this long without somebody talking about wrestling. It's a big week for wrestling because Monday, Dango, you probably don't watch it regularly enough to know, but TNA went head-to-head with...
I was marking out, by the way. I was marking out the whole show.
Yeah,
I thought it was good.
Well, okay, to answer your question, they would. They would. We haven't talked money, but they have offered me a job, and I've spoken to just about everybody except for Hulk there. And so that offer is on the table, and I don't know. I mean, it's something. It's possible that it could lead to making a deal, and it's also possible that it could not. I wasn't really looking for a deal. I wasn't really looking to get back into wrestling. I definitely don't want to go back full time, but it's possible. Given the right schedule for the right amount of money, it could be a good thing to do. But there are no plans right now. But maybe, dude. Before I really looked at going to TNA as stepping down because WWE caliber to me comes with a lot of prestige. When someone doesn't know who you are and they say, oh, my kids are excited. You must be a wrestler, or you say you're a wrestler. They say, oh, what, like WWE? They don't say like, oh, you mean TNA? WWE is the standard setter. There's
Monday night full time. Doesn't that prestige come back if they go to Monday night full time with the rating they pulled?
Maybe it could. Maybe it could, but I think it would take a long, long time before they have, even if they did, which I don't think they're, I can't see them beating for a while the ratings, but if they did beat them consistently.
I thought getting a 1.5 was pretty impressive.
No, I'm impressed, but if WWE got a 3.0, then I'm saying, WWE has way more merchandise, which they showed off.
They were pulling out.
They showed off with Vignette. With Hornswoggle, they were like, look at all this fucking merchandise we have that TNA doesn't have. Their pay-per-view is seen by 100 fucking different countries. People that don't even watch wrestling want to go to WrestleMania, and to say that they're almost there, I think is really not realistic.
But I think they're pretty close to Monday nights. I don't know what you mean when you say almost there.
Well, what I mean is halfway isn't really almost there. If they were able to, with all the hype into January 4th, with all that hype going into it, if they were able to get half the ratings that WWE got, that's really, I don't think, an indication that everybody's going to come back next week. And from what I understand, they're only doing the live shows like quarterly, like only 2 more the rest of the year or some shit like that. I'm confused about that. You might know more than I do.
That's weak.
Yeah, somebody knows more than I do. Someone in the chat room or something. From what I understand, Nikki Heyman, Nikki, you're still on, by the way, so you can talk to us. She says WWE got a 3.6, Ken.
Yeah, it was
I hear
overall, and an overall 5 for the Monday night show. I was actually in attendance. It was in Dayton, which is only about an hour from me. It was a very solid show. It was great to see Brett back in the ring after 12 years. TNA, most of the stuff I heard was it was an okay show. It was a throw. It was a throw everything in the wall.
It did not suck. It ruled.
Plus the fact
Who's
that
saying that it ruled?
I'm saying it ruled. Kent's saying it ruled.
Okay, well that's. I hear more people. Yeah.
The people that they've established. Since they can't do it with AJ and they can't do it with Joe and they can't do it with Daniels. So now they're doing it with a dozen WWE cast-offs.
Hey, can I make a point?
I don't know what show you're watching.
I've seen AJ Styles pin Kurt Angle 1, 2, 3 clean in the middle of the ring. So I don't know what show you were watching.
I didn't see the show, but I will say this: the only reason that you're proving my point. AJ Styles shouldn't have to have a Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle made his bones in WWE. So did Booker. So did Sting. The Dudleys came up through ECW, got their global on with WWE. Scott Steiner, WWF. Kevin Nash, WWF. Scott Hall is now in his Vegas years. He was WWF.
Yep.
But don't you have to have stars to establish stars?
No.
Yes.
Where did RVD smoke his bones?
What stars did we have in ECW? We made them.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm not going to be a hater, but, I mean, ECW was the small one. I mean, I know that ECW gets loved a lot on the Internet.
Hey, dude, I'm sorry, but ECW outdrew TNA.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, too, man. I remember I was in here.
You're thinking that, RVD, you were there.
Dude, I got
You're not
one point out.
And Ken, to be honest, if TNA was actually getting somewhere, you know, they've had the same ratings for the last 3 years. They've had 7 years to establish their own stars. They're not doing it. They have to
RVD,
get on the ball.
I got one more question for you. When you say you were talking to TNA, who were you talking to? Because I want to really know who's running the show there.
Well, I think everybody knows that I was at the pay-per-view that was here in L.A., and I talked to Dixie Carter then. I've talked to her on the phone.
You talked to me when you were there.
I talked to Vince Russo. I talked to Terry.
Yeah, I seen you when you were there.
I talked to Chris Bischoff, Jason Hervey. Ravens says that they were telling him, to send the message. Yeah, no, and, Hogan puts the messages out, and I mean, yeah, it's there for me if I want it. I believe WWE is there for me too. I think everyone knows that.
There's no doubt. And you're a hot agent.
It's yes, but if I was looking to go back to work and live out on the road, then I would already be out there. But
I hope to see you in TNA. That's all I can say.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for calling in, Ken. Thanks for giving your very different perspective on the whole religion thing. And here's something, too. I'm not sure where we draw the lines with religion. Is just believing that there is something else, a higher power, does that automatically make you religious? Because I'm not sure, and I would normally say I'm not a religious person.
There's a difference between being religious and being spiritual.
That's
spiritual is believing in God and a higher power. Religious is going to church and giving money.
Well, that's faith. I think that's faith. If you think there's a higher power.
Dude, since you brought that up, I want to talk about faith, too. Nadine from New York, hold on, because you're on with us. But let me get this out real quick. Who decided that having faith is a mandatory requirement? People will say to each other, "Oh, ain't you got faith? You got to have faith," and it's something that we automatically our brain accepts it as a quality that's heroic. That's like something that don't say you don't have faith, because that's like saying, "Hey, I'm a piece of shit." But really, what is faith? What is faith if it's not just believing something without evidence, or if it's not hope? And there's, basically to say that somebody doesn't believe something without evidence doesn't sound like a demeaning quality. But if you say that person doesn't have faith, then you think of them like as a lesser human being. Faith really just means, unless I'm incorrect about this, basically that you believe in something, and people don't want to know somebody that doesn't believe in something when you really think about it.
That has always been my argument with religion. People debating religion is you can't really ever debate religion, because if you have true faith, nothing you can say is ever going to sway you.
But that's not true. Just like the preacher that we talked to on the beach. I mean, obviously he had a lot of faith, but we swayed him. Didn't we sway him?
True.
Yeah, we swayed him.
Was his faith really?
I think it's a go-to. I think people actually go to it, just like when we would ask questions, and say, "Hey, okay, if Noah had all the animals on the ark, then what about the marine life? What about that?" And people go, All I know is I believe in Jesus Christ and I'm going to heaven. You know how many people would say that when we would ask questions? Everybody would say that. It's like a go-to that makes them feel safe. All I know is I believe in Jesus Christ, so I'm going to heaven. I think that faith is the same thing. You know, they eventually, when they run out of answers and shit, they say, "Well, I have faith." You know, and if you don't have faith, shame on you. That's how I see it. And I'm not saying I don't have. I'm not saying I don't have faith, but when you dissect the word, I'm not sure that it's really such a positive quality, you know, that you should judge somebody by. If somebody doesn't have faith, can't they
Are you
still
talking about just faith in general, faith in God, or are you talking about faith in humanity, or faith in the next person beside you, or?
Well, whatever, you know, whatever you use, you're going to use to judge that person by and say, you know, they should have faith. You got to have more faith, you know. And as Sonia said, what did you say, baby, about faith?
Oh, I always think of George Michael.
Yeah, exactly. And what a perfectly round ass he had in that video.
All right, so let me go. Whose call did I take? Did I lose my way? Nadine from New York. Thanks for calling RVD Radio.
Hey, what's up, bro? What's going on?
Hey, we're having a hell of a conversation here. Heated topic. Yeah. It's, you know, it's one of those things that none of us are going to be able to prove that we're right, you know, but it's something that we're thinking about because I'm making us do it. And you probably never thought about it before, and that's wrong.
The
you
funny
did?
thing is,
yeah, you're catching on his intelligence already.
The funny thing is, I had thought about it. I actually have made a film about somewhat sort of the subject. I made a film on bloodlines of like the royal families and everything. And if you trace back the first civilization, and you go back to Babylon and Sumer, which is now Iraq, they had these ancient scribes that said that this snake-like god creature came down and created man. Now, is that true? Who really knows? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's up for debate. It could have happened, or, you know, maybe God made things. The way I look at it is like this. I believe in the Creator, but I'm not religious because I'm not going to go, you know, I'm not going to go to a church or whatever religious house and give my money to a man who's saying things out of a book that came written thousands of years ago by somebody who I don't even know. Translated in a language that's not even the original language you're reading, you know.
I'm with you, dude. It's a hell of a business. Can you imagine? That's something too. Assistant, you should look up how much money is generated by the business of church, the church business. Every town has so many churches that so many people pour their hard-earned money into. What if they're all just a crock of shit, you know, and they're all just, because, I mean, it is just a business. That guy that's up in the front of the church probably doesn't know God any better than we do. You know, he knows the Bible better.
The guy that's up in the front of the church will go on 4 or 5 vacations a year as he's telling his congregation to give till it hurts.
Well, look at the Vatican. Look where the Pope lives.
Absolutely. It's just
look where he lives.
Yeah, no, it's not vacation. It's not vacation. It's Vatican. You pronounce it wrong.
I'm a little dyslexic at times.
Awesome. Dude,
So you leave it
hey,
wrong.
I'm sorry. You got to do that in stand up. That is brilliant. That dude.
I need a rim shot for that one.
Speaking of evolution, we don't have any rim shot.
Subject, man.
Motherfucker.
This is a heavy test. And all right, man. Well, all right, man. Well, good luck with the film, dude, and thanks for calling in.
Yeah.
Speaking of evolution,
is that Dave?
I'm listening, dude.
I just want to say, man, I give props to you, man. You was I watched wrestling when I was younger, and you know you was a good wrestler, man. I appreciate wrestlers like you that.
What motherfucker is the best there is now?
You know what I mean? I don't really idolize people, man, like that. But I'm just saying, I respect them. I respect them as an athlete.
Right on, man. I appreciate that. And it's possible you guys might see me again on your TV soon. I don't have plans that I'm not telling you about, but I do have plans for January 30th out here in Los Angeles. Everybody that can make it will see RVD's first domestic wrestling match in years. It's at this Wrestle Reunion. Look up WrestleReunion.com or WrestleReunion4 with the number 4 maybe .com. And a bunch of wrestlers are there. It's like a 3-day convention and a bunch of who's going to be there? We should look it up. Look up Wrestle Reunion assistant. Oh, she's
Dude,
look, I want to tell you about evolution while we're thinking about it.
Yes.
You there? Talking about evolution. The next generation. My son, Colt, my oldest, your godson, by the way, came up to me the other day, said he wanted to start working out to get bigger and everything. He's got his best friend. He's listening to me right now. He's got his best friend, Jesse. I said, well, what are your goals? What do you want to do? You just want to put on size, or what do you want to do? He said, well, I want to be like you and Rob were back in the day. And I was like, Jesse's not Polish.
Right.
How's that going to fucking work?
RVD, motherfucker! I got to say this. Polish, motherfucker!
That's right, Daddy.
All right, nice. All right. Hey, we're going to go to Steve and see if we can understand what Steve's talking about here. Hey, give us the rundown, Steve. Creationism, evolutionism. What's the deal?
The faith.
This is for you, Bruce.
Have your identity in the faith that you have in your religion that will make it.
I'm thinking we need to get Steve in the studio as a regular with Bruce Jingles on RVD Radio every week. What do you guys think?
He's been drinking Jägermeister or something.
No. Hold on, Steve, because Sonia brought up the Wrestle Reunion, so let me tell you real quick. These wrestlers are going to be here at this 3-day thing, and the website is WrestleReunion.com. And let's see, Rob Van Dam, Animal from the Road Warriors, Demolition, Austin Idol, Bruno Sammartino, Diamond Dallas Page, who I think is calling. He should be calling if he makes it in the next half hour. Jushin Thunder Liger, Coco Beware, Larry Zbyszko. I hope Larry Zbyszko comes up and says, hey, I heard you said I was a sell-off for that, what was that shit? Remember that muscle morph shit I wrote in my blog? He says, I lost too many friends to steroids. Get muscle morph. It's better for you. He's standing in a cemetery, and I called him on it. Like, dude, who the fuck have you lost to steroids? That's bullshit. But anyway, Muda is going to be there, Nick Bockwinkel, Rob Van Dam, Scotty Tuhati, Stan Hansen, my homie from All Japan, Sonny, Super Crazy, and Terry Reynolds. And also there's some other ones, too, that are like Bret Hart's going to be there. And I don't know who else. There's a couple other ones that aren't there that are like at the vendor tables. Oh, yeah, El Generico. We were on that tour in Europe. So there's that. And also God will be attending, too, because he watches over us.
Amen.
We're going back to Jeremy, who I think called earlier and then bailed on us, and we all shouted, Jeremy! But now we're going to try it again. Jeremy, are you with us?
Yes, sir. I got disconnected. I did not bail.
Oh, okay. Well, fucking hey. Way to be. Let me stand corrected. Apologies. All right, dude. Accept them? Okay, cool. Jeremy, thanks for calling RVD Radio.
Thanks for having me. I just want to say my girlfriend and I had this exact same conversation 3 days ago.
Well, did you learn anything?
Well, she is very religious. We're both in Indiana, very conservative state. And I just been kind of down in the dumps, around the holiday season. I went through a divorce early in the year. My mom died of pancreatic cancer, and a couple other. Oh, thank you. And a couple other things. And I tried to tell her because she kept saying, avert to God, and just pray to God, and you'll find answers. And I tried to tell her if there is a God, then it's the age-old question: why do bad things happen? Why does war happen? Why do babies die? That type of thing. And then it went from that to your conversation tonight, talking about evolution, to her just ended up turn into an argument. Basically, her saying that I was batshit crazy for thinking evolution existed.
Right. So your stance, that's where you stand. You stand with science, and do you go all the way back to the Big Bang?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I understand why people need the Bible, why they need a God, because as a whole, I think people just need answers for everything. Therefore, religious people can open up that book and say, well, here's my answer to this, here's my answer to that.
See, when you say that, to me, you make the people sound simple, and I'm not saying that they're not for feeling that way, because there's certain things that we just cannot know. Anybody that tells you that they know exactly what happens when you die, bullshit. They can't know. Well, I don't believe that we can know that while being alive. And so there's certain things that I'm comfortable saying I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what that is, that higher power. I am interested in growing my relationship on a personal level with that higher power. But for me to say that I know for sure this is what happened or this is what happened, 6,000 years ago, no, I don't know that. And so for people, to say, well, I'm uncomfortable with not knowing, so that's why I'm going to choose to believe this. Doesn't that make them sound a little more simple?
Yeah,
simple-minded?
Yeah, frankly, it does, and that's why I don't understand why people can accept the Bible for what it is, but to look out at this great big universe and not think, maybe other life forms do exist, a gazillion miles away from here, and just refuse to accept that. It's stuff like that baffles me.
Well, that's not to think that there was not another life form out there.
Yeah, Sonia just said that her mom used to say it was egotistical for us to think that there are not other life forms out there, which I mentioned we're on a small piece of dirt in this big universe, but we're going to reach all the way across the pond for answers and go to Matt Denton from the UK. What up, Matt Denton from UK?
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Fucking awesome, man.
Matt Denton, motherfucker!
Finally, Bruce, thank you. If you were here right now, I'd give you a kiss on the forehead.
I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one. Matt Denton, motherfucker!
That was very well received.
Thank you.
He's my friend on Facebook.
Oh, no shit. All right, man, that's cute.
That's cute. Fuck you.
So, Matt Denton, I know we can count on you to add some intelligence to this debate, and we're not going to hold you to it, but what's your opinion on where people came from? Because you just, you got to feel like you have an opinion, were we apes and we were frogs before that, and at one point we were algae in a fucking pond, I mean, that's hard for me to accept.
Hi, Matt.
Same. Hey, Sonia. Hello. But yeah, I don't think that we were evolutionary. I think we were just created by God somehow. I don't know how, but
And he created all the animals, in your opinion, as they are, right?
Yeah, but the thing that I'm thinking about is, if we were going through evolution, how come what we evolved into didn't just make what we were before, kind of thing? I don't know why I'm thinking that, but
Well, all things change, right?
Yeah.
And you're stoned.
And you're stoned? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not stoned.
Bruce, I know you want to get out of here and plug some shit, but first, before you
No worries. No worries.
Hey, I ain't worried, motherfucker.
Don't be worried, motherfucker.
I was just going to say, before you leave, you got to say hi to two guests that just made it onto the program. Hi to Mr. Paul London. Hi, Paul.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Jingles?
Hey, Paul London, motherfucker.
What's going on? Is that Samuel L. Jackson? I can't tell.
That's right, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
I love it. How you doing?
Hey, man, how are you?
Well, very good, very good. We'll go on to, we have to say number two, yeah.
Well, thank you for asking, man. That makes an awesome segue. It makes it real convenient for me to introduce DP, motherfucker.
What the fuck?
DDP.
Hey, DDP.
I'm evolving, man. I'm evolutionary evolving.
So, motherfucker. Yeah, you sound pretty garbled.
I'm garbled? I'll call.
Can you guys
me? I'll call back.
Okay. No, don't call back. We can all do this.
Let's do this. Back though. Oh, you know what? No, he was garbled, but where's that? He's got the radio on or something.
Hey, Ron, look here. I'm sending the break out. I got shit to do tomorrow.
All right, dude. Thanks, Django.
Dude, I enjoyed the conversation. Thanks for everybody. It was awesome.
Django, motherfucker.
Thank you. I'll holler at you.
All right, cool.
Take care of yourself.
See you, brother. Good evening. Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. DP.
Bye, Miss Sonia. Bye, Sonia.
Bye, Django.
All right. DDP.
Bye, Julia.
Dude, do you guys hear that shit? I'm going to have to start muting everybody. All right, well, Django's gone. Chris Jingles, motherfucker. You don't have your radio on. Harry Slash ain't going to have his radio on. Matt Denton, are you? Caller on air. It's not going to be. No, it's definitely not Matt. All right, but anyway, back in the room right now, I got Harry Slash, Chris Jingles, Matt Denton, Paul London, and DDP. Are you back? Are you back with us?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Rob,
you, but I'm
it's
going
Paul.
to mute everybody else right now just to see.
Rob,
Hey, it went away.
Rob. It's Paul. I just muted him. It's Paul.
Oh, how come?
Sorry.
Hey,
He was using a speakerphone or something.
is it because he has the computer on too?
No, he's using a speakerphone or I don't know, but it's him.
Something gay.
So mute that motherfucker.
I did, but
Joe mutiny. All right. Hey, Paul London, you're the culprit, dude.
I'm the culprit. Well, I did have you on speakerphone. I will admit. I did. You know, my.
All right,
putting the phone up to my ear.
DDP, are you back with us?
I'm back.
Yeah. All right, awesome. Thanks for calling in, guys. Happy New Year and all that shit.
Very good. Yes.
Thank you. Wait, real quick, I'd like to say hello as well to DDP. You know, I don't know, we've met a few times, but, you know, always a good voice to listen to.
Appreciate that, bro. Back
Hey,
at you.
the love is in the air. DDP, you said something about evolution. You were listening to us or something, or I told you what we were talking about. Somehow you got an opinion. I want it.
Well, my opinion is, why can't there be both?
Yeah, help me understand that.
Thank you.
Here's what I honestly believe. I don't believe, this is me personally, I don't believe there was an Adam and Eve. I don't believe God created this earth in 7 days. I believe it took 7 billion years. But I believe that time is an instant. I mean, I can remember back when I was 20 years old, it was yesterday, man. I'm 53 years young right now, and it keeps passing, but I keep grasping every moment of it. But it's a flicker, man. We're here for a fucking blip. So 7 million
what
years.
What were you doing April 20th, 1936? Oh, wait, you went through, man. That's
I wasn't there yet. You'd have to go for like 1956. I've been about 25 days old.
30. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go.
That was good.
I'm sure I'm bopping around. But the bottom line is, you know, I personally believe that you see that way our bodies look, and I was just getting some blind kinesiology done to me today and getting my body worked on, and I'm looking at the muscles that we have. And we know, and if you're a doctor, you really understand the body, man. It is so fucking complex. I was just watching a whole thing on positive energy on this on a public broadcasting network that talked about the power of positive energy, and you got into the brain and how they brought the monks. Who are these guys? Just they do a lot of meditating, right? And they put them. They actually put them in these what's that shit we go to go into, Rob? Not the X-ray machine. The next thing it's the MRI. They put their brain. They put their brain to the MRI, and they studied the brain in their meditation. When they were meditating in the MRI, people who didn't meditate, brain waves were all over the place, yet the monks were on a left side brain and way more positive. My point is that we are so intricate to every little detail on this planet, to me, there has to be some sort of supreme being. If that supreme being was an alien that turned out to have a supreme being above that, I don't know. But to me, the way this world is put together, and I do believe whatever goes around comes around. If you're a fucking douchebag, shit's going to come back to you. It may not be now, but at some point, the shit's going to fall on your face. And if you do good, if you treat people and treat people the way they want to be treated, I want to be treated the way I want to be treated. And I want to treat you the way I want to be treated. Because a lot of people don't like themselves. You know, so I think that it all comes down to karma, and I believe there's some kind of God watching over, whether it's, you know, it's an energy force or whatever it is. I don't think it's some guy with a blonde hair and a big white beard looking down on me, but I think that presence knows whatever the fuck I do. And when I do make that bad move, your conscience kicks in. And some of us, like serial killers, aren't born with consciences, you know, obviously.
So would it be safe to say that you're agnostic, you think?
No way, no way. I believe in God. I believe in God.
That's agnostic, right? It's believing in a higher power, but just having
well, what's the other thing called? What's when you don't believe in God?
You're thinking atheist.
Okay, remember, I was reading the third grade level at the age of 30. You know, I grew up with ADD and dyslexia, man. My fucking reading didn't get any good till I was about 34, actually 45. So, some words I don't know if I have. But no, I believe in a higher power. What's the other question, RVD?
All right, how about you, Paul London?
I'm actually a Satanist.
Yeah, well, Satan's then he's a higher power, but he's lower because he's underground, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, Christmas for us comes on October 31st, you know, so we only get once a year as well. But you know, it's cool. It's cool. You know, people dress up, they get candy.
Well, there you go. There you go. Here's the thing, though. So, Diamond, you're talking about both of them existing together, which seems to be, you know, like a compromise, but it's what a lot of people think. And from this website that we were looking at earlier, what was that? What was the what did they call that? A theist? Theologist?
Atheist?
Theology.
Theology, Bruce. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
There was the natural evolution, there was the creationism, which is what I said we'd do this time, and we found a website that had a third option, which was a compromise, theologist or some shit, and these people believe that we did evolve from a simpler life form, but that God was directing it. And the thing is, some of the borders they put on differentiating beliefs are also in how old the planet is. You know, if you believe the planet's billions and billions of years, that's quite different than people that totally go with creationism and think God created us in His image, not in a lower life form. And the Bible and Greek mythology and any of the stories that we read about the history, they date the Earth to be like a little over 7,000 years old, I think. Science, talking millions and billions. That's hard for me to wrap my head around.
No, it is. I mean, definitely. I think I'm catching on to this topic here. I think a little bit more. I didn't catch the very beginning of it, but I mean, how do you all? I pretty much agree with pretty much the same vibe that DDP was describing. So, you know, I don't know. I tend to borderline between agnostic, atheist, and Satanist.
Right, but
but what I'm curious about is if you think 7 billion years back, you know, would y'all both agree that isn't there? I mean, there's a pretty direct lineage between us human beings and apes, you know, like simians or whatever they're called, you know, but whatever the technical term would be, but you know, between us and monkeys, basically. I mean, so I mean, is that to say that really the first humans on the planet, you know, once the planet was being developed over just billions of years or whatever, you know, the first actually some of the living beings on here, along with, you know, dinosaurs, if you believe in dinosaurs, we're apes, you know what I mean, or you know, that evolved. You know, I don't know, maybe they got, you know, had love with the caveman.
How come some of the
Fonzie, motherfucker!
That's right, Daddy.
Fonzie, bring some answers. We got DDP in the room. We got Paul London in the room. We got Bruce Jingles, who's been trying hard to leave for the last 20 minutes or so.
He's not going anywhere. He's not leaving.
Paul London, Diamond Dallas Page, superstars, Daddy. I hope I can bring something to the table. I love RVD Radio, and I love the topic tonight. You guys are saying some heavy stuff, Daddy.
Welcome to the table.
So Paul thinks that maybe we were apes, and of course I got to ask the question, what about the apes that we still have? Why did they not evolve and I did?
I don't know if I had the answer. I'd write a fucking book right away, but there is some form of evolution. There is. It's a proven fact. The scientists got the bones and all that, but I don't know if we're fucking related to a monkey, but, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if we are. Look at Taz.
Oh my God!
Motherfucker!
Dude, that right there is wrong on so many levels. It's so right.
Okay, well, what about some form of like mongoloid, right? Not really a man or a human being, but some form of like
Zappa?
Possibly, right? Or at least the music, but mongoloid, right?
Mongoloid. That's the missing link, is they don't have any fucking skeletons or evidence, you know, between that fucking
they have green tongue
primate and us, whatever the fuck we are. We're humanoids. And,
you know, I'd hate to think that we're the product of inbreeding or some sort of weird breeding, crossbreeding, I guess, between Mongols and apes. You know what I mean? But maybe that's why certain apes have stayed apes, because they just haven't been, you know, Mongolian molested yet.
Maybe, but I'm not buying it. I mean, maybe. I don't know, but
hey, Julio, give me the list. Whatever number 2 is. He didn't buy number 1. Okay, cool.
What the fuck?
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Fonzie, Daddy, were you when you were a kid growing up, would you go to church like every weekend?
Yes.
And you were taught like to believe the Bible word for word?
Absolutely, well, they didn't shove it down my throat. It was, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, we went to like a Baptist type thing, and but I'm really Catholic. But you know, we bounced around different churches and stuff. But the mainstay was Baptist and believed in the Bible and say our prayers at night, and yeah, we weren't forced to, but we were taught that, you know.
Here's what I don't get, you know, and Officer X, you can give me your input on this, because I think that investing like one of your days, even if it's 2 hours, it's not a full day. If you're investing a couple hours, you know, and plus drive time and getting dressed up and getting ready for it every single week, that's a pretty good commitment. I mean, how many people listening are like, well, I'd like to join a gym, or I'd like to join a martial arts class, but I can't commit, you know, to going every week. But they go to church every Sunday, and why? Because it gives them this feeling, I believe, of comfort, of relief, like of a reward, like they're doing the right thing, and it gives them some kind of like insurance to go, you know, and when you put in that much commitment, but then you still will question the Bible, and to me, I think the church is based on the teachings of the Bible. If I'm wrong, and it's just about getting a good feeling because you're connected to other people that are feeling positive, then I don't know. But Officer X, hit me.
It's like when you watch a movie and it says based on the book by.
I can tell you this though, Rob, right, from my own personal experience. When things aren't going right in my life, when I feel like I'm stressed out to the max, when I just can't get my thing, there's something calming for me sitting in a church and quiet and just breathing and praying and taking it all in and just thinking about stuff. It seems to bring me that calmness and that peace that I sometimes need.
But and you're getting that while you're listening to somebody reading scriptures from the Bible, or a room full of people singing songs or standing and sing. No,
I don't. No. Sometimes what that does sometimes is stimulate some thought, but the more I become in tune with spirituality, the less I need that stuff and the less I get from that stuff. I've found my own way with when I need.
Hey, RVD, I gotta go.
See you, Bruce.
Later. Take care, guys.
Bruce, you got something?
What's up? Liar, still on the line.
Did he leave? Oh, he texted me, can I plug something? I gotta go, and he didn't plug it. Dude, he totally cut you off, by the way, Officer X.
No, that was what he had to plug, was I gotta go. It's his new stand-up show. It's pretty good, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
Sorry, Daddy.
I think that's the first time ever that I used that. It's sitting up there.
We really need to institute a blog talk radio house drug testing program.
I won't call it no more.
It's not a, I don't think you would qualify, man. You'd come up negative. We don't like that shit. Don't be negative on RVD radio.
No, but honestly, I mean, it's what gives you energy. With religion, with anything, you got to just go find it. And if you want it, there's peace there. If you're looking for that.
DDP, from what you just said, Dallas, you're like me. You're spiritual. You're totally into. Hey, we're here for a reason, and we try and connect with that and learn what we can about it, and that's living in the magic of life when you can feel connected, and that's awesome. But so, do you think that most people that go to church are like that, though, or are they there because they want to worship Jesus Christ, the Son of the Virgin Mary, and all that?
Hey! Watch your tone when talking about thy mother.
I think people go for a lot of different reasons. I think some people go for companionship, just to be around other people. I think people they want to be around other people that have similar beliefs. I think some people go for their own forgiveness of their own consciousness, to whatever they've done, because I've gone to church every week, or, every Sunday I'm there, or I make it to Christmas and Easter. I was raised a Catholic where I was forced to go. If I went to Catholic school, I never really got anything. What was really interesting to me was once I got out of that and I started going out with this chick, it's always a chick that'll bring you into something different, and I got into born-again Christianity. Oh. And, the dude, I was had a foot and a half in, and what I saw when I played softball was this whole other side of whoa, where's the fucking Christian now? And for me, I live, if you can't walk the talk, shut the fuck up and don't try to tell me shit. And because I do walk the talk, and everything I say I do, I really do. And for me, that made me step back and go, you know what? For me personally, I don't need this church, and I really don't go to any church. I consider having my own church in my bedroom or in my car or on my surfboard and talk to God. Amen. And then I talk about what I do with my life and how I treat other people. And I try not to treat them the way they want to be treated because they may think they're a piece of shit. I try to treat them the way I want to be treated because I do like to treat myself well. And I just don't treat people the way I want to be treated. And normally it comes back to me. Not all the time. A lot of times, people, they mistake kindness for weakness, which is a mistake.
Right. So what you're saying is that you surf?
Yeah.
That's exactly what
you're saying. Down to it, yes. I surf.
Who stole the fucking dope?
Isn't that a fun one?
It's human nature, RVD, to get that feeling of some hope. And there's so many different religions. I mean, like in the Mecca, the big wall, they do the north wall, they pray and nod their heads all day long, 6 times a day, and Catholic church every Sunday, and the Jewish people go to their thing. It gives people a little bit of a hope. So I think that's the basic combination that everybody's got in common. That's why the church and believe in something is so popular. Billions of people do it. I mean, if you don't worship something like thousands of years ago, they worship the sun. You know what I mean? So it gives them some feeling of hope. Daddy.
Right. So Fonzie, don't you think that if you don't if you don't believe in something, like if you're an atheist, and you can be defined as someone that doesn't have faith, then aren't you judged by people as being somehow subhuman, like a lesser?
Yeah, but everybody's judged different. Look at all the Muslims and everybody that they don't like us. They don't like people are judged on their religion. Yeah, but if you don't believe in it, like the atheist type thing, people judge you. But people judge if you're not their religion. The fanatics do. Yeah, you're just judgmental as hell.
But, hey, Rob, here's the challenge again. Describe the God you don't believe in. That's what I like to ask people.
That's very good.
Yeah, That's deep. All right. Hey, Joel, you're on RVD Radio with DDP, Paul London, Fonzie, who calls it right down the middle, RVD, SVD, Officer X, Bruce Jingles powdered, like he just fucking split. But what up, Joel?
Nothing. I'm just pretty much getting ready for a shower.
It's Joel,
nice,
not Joel,
man.
right?
Tell us about it. We want to hear about it.
Joel.
Hey, DDP, are you a long boarder or a short boarder?
Really both, but my board's not so short. It's I got an 8.0 and a 9.6, but I'm going to get this fish made that's a 6.10 because I think I'll pop so it'll carry my weight. But I'm going to try to find a good duck dive those waves because whenever I go down to Costa Rica, when those big sets are coming, I get killed, man. I just let my board go. And nobody's behind me, and I swim out and try to get out there before I get crushed,
I know, DDP, I still want to surf with you. I have a 9.0. I've been surfing I don't know, a good solid 6 months. I had to get out because it was just too cold right now in California. But you, Paul London, and I should go surfing sometime.
Hey, I agree. Hey, wait, is this... I thought, were you a boy at first? I thought it was a boy's voice at first. Am I mistaken? You're a girl, right? I mean, I heard a guy's voice. Did you morph?
Isn't that amazing that you can identify people by their voice, like out of the billions of people that you talk to?
Yeah, that's amazing. No people look alike.
I thought I heard a kid. Anyways, no, I think that's a great idea. I neither longboard or shortboard. I wideboard.
Yeah. All right. So Joel, real quick, dude, did you call with something?
No, I just called in, so I don't really know the topic or anything.
All right, man, that's cool.
Oh, there you are. There you are. I knew I heard a dude's voice. What the hell?
Hey, man, keep up. Try and keep up with us, dude.
We're
moving fast here. We're moving in fast towards the finish, so we got to get a couple people in real quick. Joel, evolution. We were a single cell that we mutated from, or creationism. God created us in His likeness. Which one do you believe in, if either?
I think God created us. I'm a pretty religious person.
Okay, cool. Well, that's we got a big mixture of people that believe both. I think in school, if I'm not mistaken, at least in my school, we were taught about the Big Bang Theory and how everything just happened like without a plan because it made sense. That's just Mother Nature. I don't know what they're teaching now. Some of the people that called in have suggested, that even at the Catholic school, Nikki Heyman said they teach both. Joel, thanks for calling in, and I like that. I think we were created with a purpose, and we were created as we are. I mean, yeah, we might have got a little taller, our fingers might be longer, some shit like that, but I don't know. Sean, with a California number, you're on RVD Radio.
Hey, what's happening, RVD? I couldn't help myself. I had to weigh in here. People talk about, I'm a Christian, right? And people will tell me that it's a leap of faith to believe in God, and that it's, how do you believe in something you can't see, something you can't feel? And, I'm not going to sit here and preach to people about my belief, because, I think everybody comes to know God in their own way, and, and I believe that He'll call them when He feels they're ready. But that's beside the point. I think in terms of a leap of faith, what you're saying about being a single cell organism and being, mutating, into a fish, into a bird, into, to what we are today, is these deep thinking individuals, just intellectually, the idea that we came from something that, resembled a snot, and the idea that, that there was just no plan. I think that's a leap of faith. For somebody to accept that theory, and what's funny is people will take it because, it came from the scientific community. Darwin was a scientist, and so it's like, so they accept that, but they have no more, education in science than they do in theology. And and so when it comes to the secrets of unlocking, the universe, it's like, I'll just opt to take this one theory that I don't understand rather than this other thing that I don't understand. But for me, as far as the leap of faith goes, to take the belief that you came from a single cell organism to what we are now, I mean, I just don't get it. I don't understand how people can logically accept that. I'm free to accept the idea that they don't accept the idea of a creator either. But if they don't accept a creator, and they're going to tell you it's a leap of faith, but then.
Dude, you brought up some damn good points, Sean, but I'm running out of time. I got less than a minute. DDP, we cut you off last week before I got to ask if you want to plug anything.
Well, you know I'm always plugging my YRG workout. If you want to go see what I'm doing right now, go to yrgfitness.com or DiamondDallasPage.com, and you'll see what I'm doing. Got some great shit going on. Matter of fact, I'll be on Carney Wilson's show called Unstapled as well on January 14th on GSN. Hey, Robbie, thanks for everything, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for calling in, Dallas. Paul London, you got anything to plug?
No, if you just want to check in, t-london.net. But other than that, I just like to hang out. So, if you're single and lonely, hey, give me a holler.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for calling in, dude. Fonzie, thanks for calling in. We're running out of time right here. Awesome show, right, Daddy?
Sweet, Daddy. Can't wait to be in L.A. soon.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Dance Amanito! Dance Amanito! Dance Crucinator! Fan Assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! A damn shot straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! 5-star frog splash! You can't stop me! 5-star frog splash! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the yin and the yang, the balance, the power, the zen. You can't stop the yin and the yang, the balance, the power, the zen. Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Kick you in the yam. I will sacrifice.